So now that we got there and we understood that why we are creating it, because there are two things. One is we create, second is it happens to us. So we are now working on the fact that we're creating it in some form. We will also address when it happens to us. We didn't create it. It happened to us. It happened to be an accident and we got affected by it. Right? We'll also talk about that. But for the first one, we're talking about we are creating because of our own inadequacies. Right? Are we all clear with this? We are creating with our own inadequacies. Now, the second situation where it happened to you. Anybody here? You're just walking on the road, you're doing your things, you're on the street, and something comes to you, and you got into this, whether relationship or a job or career, and then it happened to you. Right? Now, when it happened to you, again, I'm not here asking you to suppress anything. I'm not here asking you to not to ask your whys or not to ask your how, but is it possible to just accept that it happened to me? It was an accident. Could you accept that? Show me a hand. Without the why, without the how, yes, we lost something so precious. Yes, we lost a life that we built piece by piece. Yes, we lost something that identified us, that built us. Yes, we must have lost something physically, something emotionally. And it happened to you. Is it possible for you to right now just planting the thought to your mind? Can you accept that it was an accident? It happened. Show of hands if you could do that, because there is no other solution other than this. If anybody tells you anything otherwise, there is no other solution other than this. It happened to you. And the starting point for your new life, for your new journey, is to admit it was an accident and it happened. And you have to keep it aside. Are we all okay with this? It happened to me. Thank you. Thank you. Now, as we understood, what's the root cause? Why is all this happening? And so I talk a lot about emotions, memories, and patterns. I talk a lot about that in my classes, in my sessions, everywhere. However, why I want to bring this to you, because most of us didn't meet earlier, but I want you to know here these patterns, these emotions, these memories. If you're too focused on understanding the mind and the patterns and the meanings, I want you to now shift your focus away from the mind and the patterns only. And if you're too focused on being too intellectual, analytical, and logical, move yourself away from it and also embrace the emotional side of you. And if you're too attached to the emotional side of you right now, I also want you to focus on the logical and intellectual side of you. So it is not just your mind and the meanings and definitions and logic and knowledge that will help you, because if you only work on that, you're fundamentally ignoring the emotions and memories. So your emotions and your memories, and then the meanings and everything else about the mind that we are so drilled into, that's playing a role. But beyond the patterns, for the patterns to release, you really have to focus on understanding the emotions and memories. And how do you access that emotions and memories? I gave you a simple tool a few minutes ago, which is step back, access the memory, bring your awareness to your body. Where is the emotion? And breathe it out. Is that clear for all of us as a simple practice? Right? So your emotion, memory, and patterns, they all play a role. And if you're spending years and years in any therapy which is all about understanding how you are redefining your life, or how you're creating those structures in your mind, or how you're making meanings about anything in your life, then you're missing this vital piece of emotions and memories. And these emotions and memories are much more abstract, which you cannot experience unless you slow down. So, right now, I want you to again, we did this exercise a while ago. I want you to again make that commitment to connect to your body. Right now, step back. And with this understanding, it's not just about mind. It's not just about that. I want you to step back, and I want you to make that connection to your emotions and to your memories too. In this moment, I want you to make that connection to your emotions and to your memories, because logic alone will not help, because if it would have helped, by now we should be free from it. So logic alone will not help. Knowledge alone will not help. And make that commitment to give that permission to your body and your mind to connect. And if you have any resistance to be emotional, right now plant that thought to your mind to be okay to be emotional. If you have any resistance to be logical and understanding, give that permission to your mind to be okay to be logical. And connect. Right now, collectively, I want you to build that connection. Thank you. Thank you. And now I'm taking you into a space which is a little more abstract. Maybe you're into it, maybe you're not into it, but I want you to start observing this starting today by slowing down a little, right? So it's the hardest thing to do, isn't it? So slow down. But again, no pressure, no force over here. But I want you from now on. So, and then you know that I'm here. Any point of time, any emotions are overwhelming, you can reach out, and then one of our practitioners will definitely get to you, or I'll connect you to them. But I want you to give permission. I want you to give yourself permission to become absolutely emotional over the next week. Can you give yourself that permission? With a promise that you will reach out when it is beyond. Because most of the times, the reasons why you hold back is the fear to attempt to lose control. Are you with me? Did you get that? Is the fear to attempt to lose that control, and you don't know how it feels, what it looks like. So you don't attempt that even in your minds. But today, I'm asking you to take that courage, to muster that courage, to muster that courage and give that permission to go a little out of control, knowing that you have a safe space and you can reach out, knowing that. Is that a commitment? Thank you. Give yourself that permission and see what comes up through those emotions. Do not self-talk yourself out. Do not self-motivate yourself out. Do not do any of those things. And truly allow, that's the first step. When it happened to you, the only way you can look at it is it happened. It's an accident. There is no other thing. You cannot ask why, how about it. It happened. It's an accident. And then what next? Where do you have to go from here? Instead of proving your past wrong or recreating your past. Is that clear to all of us? When it happened to you. And when you created it, in the first scenario, you can free yourself and others from it, because you don't need negativity around you to make you a better person anymore. Is that a promise? Thank you.